a flurry. Down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off now.
Starting to melt under this assault. Beautiful stuff from Ditcheva.
Fucking savage. That's the only way to describe what Dakota Ditcheva just did to Sumiko Inaba in Cape Town. She didn't just win, she dominated, clinched her, elbowed her, kneed her to hell. And now fans are asking the big question, could Dakota Ditcheva beat every woman in the UFC? We're not talking hype anymore. We're talking proof. Dakota walked into enemy territory, co-main event slot, prime time slot, and turned it into her personal striking clinic. Let's break this down. Round 1, Sumiko pressures, Dakota shrugs it off. Clinches her up and bang! Sharp knees, clean elbows, pinpoint combos. It was a massacre in slow motion, to be fair. Inaba tried. She came in on a tear. 8-1 record, 2 back-to-back wins after Bellator folded split decision over Orozco. A finish over Stiller. But this was a fucking wall, and her name was Dakota, and fans didn't hold back. She could beat all the girls in the UFC. Dakota versus Valentina when only Nunes would survive. And honestly, they're not wrong.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, right hand.
Trouble.
And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubter.
Let's not forget, she's undefeated. She's already a double champion. Europe flyweight champ in 2023 global season, flyweight champ in 2024. She ran through Lisa Malden, Chelsea, Hackett, Gina Bishop, and Tyla Santos. That's no joke. That's UFC-level smoke. But let's be real. She took a long-ass layoff fame, sponsors, photo shoots, vacations. And some fans say it showed. She wasn't as sharp as the killers want her to be. And for someone chasing GOAT status, that's a red flag. Yeah, she won every round. But people expected a finish. And when you're hyped as the next big thing, that matters. This was a statement fight, and while she dominated, she didn't silence the doubters. But here's the real story. Dakota Ditcheva is doing all this outside the UFC. And now fans are begging for her to make the jump. Forget Bellator. Forget PFL. The real killers are in the UFC. Valentina, Zhang, Erin Blanchfield, Rose Tatiana, Amanda, if she returns. If Dakota wants GOAT status, she has to take the crown from them, not circle around them. But here's the danger, Dakota's still getting better. She's got height, reach, striking, speed. And when she's locked in, she looks untouchable. The girls in the UFC better wake up, because Dakota Ditcheva ain't coming to join the party. She's coming to end careers, and she just sent her final warning. Dakota Ditch-freaking-Eva just dropped the truth bomb nobody saw coming. Crying in the cage after another dominant win. And no, it wasn't joy. It was frustration. It was pain. And it was a warning to the UFC. I'm stuck.
Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her. So.
You could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top.
This is legacy versus legacy to be. Valentina is one of the most well-rounded fighters in MMA history. She reads opponents like code, downloads your game in real time, and exploits the first bug she finds. Dakota? She's got that unorthodox rhythmic striking that could actually throw Valentina off early. Long knees, feints, switch kicks from odd angles. But here's where Reggie gets real. Dakota still needs more 5-round reps. Her pace can dip late, and Valentina is the queen of championship round adjustments. Still, imagine a fully dialed in Dakota with sharpened counter wrestling and championship caliber cardio on point. If she dethrones Shevchenko, especially by spectacular knockout, it wouldn't just be an upset. It would catapult Dakota into instant superstardom and turn her into a household name overnight. We're talking late show appearances, global endorsements, the works. That's the rocket ship moment everyone's waiting on, and it would stamp her GOAT application in permanent ink.
Dakota Ditcheva, 15 wins, 0 losses. One of the most exciting undefeated killers in MMA. She just beat Sumiko Inaba at PFL Africa with style, power, and absolute control. But instead of celebrating, Dakota was in tears. I think I've injured my left hand. I'm more gutted because I've been out for so long and I'm injured again. You could see it in her eyes. Dakota didn't just break her hand, she broke inside. This was supposed to be her return, her moment. Instead, she's left with pain, a damaged hand, and more time on the shelf. And let's talk facts. Fans have been begging for Dakota in the UFC. Laura Sanko called her the violent Cinderella who could rescue the entire women's division. But now, it looks like the UFC just got ghosted.
When you come back, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, I have just re-signed with PFL. We've come to a great...
That's right. She didn't jump ship. She doubled down. Dakota just re-signed with the PFL in what she calls a great agreement. But what some fans are calling a shackle 15-0. Global fan base highlight reel knockouts and still no Octagon debut. Is this about loyalty or money? Is the UFC ignoring her? Or did PFL back up the BRINKS truck?
She's never won a belt, as she's done. Like, she's not a complete fighter, is she? I'm not a complete fighter. She definitely isn't either, so... But whatever.
Let's not forget, Dakota destroyed Tyla Santos in November 2024, a UFC vet, KO'd like she didn't belong. And then she disappeared, out for months with injuries. Just as the hype was peaking, now, back again, same story. Another injury, another delay. And fans are starting to wonder, is dangerous Dakota cursed? But maybe this is all part of the play. PFL has the dollars. Dakota has the look, the record, the killer instinct. Could she become the face of PFL? Could she bring more heat than Harrison, more damage than Cyborg? She wants to build her kingdom her way. But make no mistake, if Dakota keeps getting hurt, and if the UFC door stays shut, this might go down as the biggest what-if in women's MMA. Dakota Ditcheva just cried in victory. She just re-signed with the company that isn't giving her the UFC stage. And she just warned the world this injury might keep her out again. But when she's back, she's not coming to compete. She's coming to kill, and Dana White better be ready, because the violent Cinderella doesn't want a glass slipper. She wants blood.
Because there's one name that I am dying to see in the UFC, and that's Dakota Ditcheva.
What's a fighter?
Yeah.
What a fighter.
Talk about the women's
Can you imagine her
division needing a superstar, and talk about a perfectly packaged, talented, gorgeous, eloquent, respectful, good, like literally checks every single box, and she's right there.
Outside the UFC, and her name is Dakota Ditcheva, the violent Cinderella that Laura Sanko just begged Dana White to sign. Laura Sanko said, "She is a violent Cinderella. Bring her to the UFC as soon as you possibly can." This isn't hype. This is a full-blown warning shot to every woman on the UFC roster. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just undefeated. She's untouched, 10-0 finishing opponents like it's personal, and she's not even in the UFC yet. While UFC fans beg for a breakout female star, Dakota's quietly building an empire in the PFL and destroying everything in her way. Laura Sanko, one of the most respected voices in MMA, just lit the fire on camera. No filter. And she didn't name a UFC star. She picked Dakota Ditcheva. That's huge. Laura Sanko. For me, it's Dakota Ditcheva. She is a violent Cinderella. That quote alone is a massive L for the UFC's women's roster. Because when your own team says your biggest star isn't even signed, you've got problems. So why hasn't Dakota signed the contract? Easy. She's too smart. She knows her value, and she's not walking into a bad UFC deal just for the spotlight.
There an opportunity for you to cross-promote with the PFL for, say, a Joan Gano fight, and is there anything specifically stopping that from happening?
Is there any way to stop it from happening?
Is there anything that's stopping that specific fight or a specific cross-promotion with the PFL from happening?
No, I'm not interested in that. We tried to make that fight. They didn't want to do it, and it's done. He doesn't fight here anymore. I'm not interested.
So no fights with the PFL just in general?
Should I?
Possibilities.
We got 1, 2, and 3. They can't sell a fucking gate. Oh, talk to me.
Dana,
It's a stupid question, but go ahead. Talk to me. Why would I do that? I tried to make the fight here. They didn't want to do it, but I should co-promote with like a Bellator or a PFL. Why should I do that? Talk to me.
I guess it's just, a partnership with ESPN or anything like that, just in general, with just co-promoting an MMA to make, I guess, MMA fans happy, just for everyone to be involved with each other.
What? Because of ESPN?
As a partnership.
You win the dumb question of the night. Congratulations.
She's making her money, building hype, stacking highlights. The UFC is going to have to pay up, and they know it.
To Dana White right after the fight. You want to share with the rest of the crowd?
Hey guys, wait, don't leave it right now. Hold on. Double jumping forever, baby. Forever. Today, if you guys look around, I just tied with Anderson Silva in defend the belt. So tonight is a perfect night to retire and then live happy forever.
Since Amanda Nunes walked away, let's be real, the division has been bleeding.
Who devised the strategy of fighting southpaw?
Look, the best thing what I did was make my gym happen. Because in my gym, I feel like it's safe, you know?
Peña's beefing with Kayla Valentina's out. Harrison's a freak, but part-time. And the UFC? They've got no breakout female striker, none except Dakota. Ditcheva is right there, and she's smoking names in the PFL like it's target practice. Let's play matchmaker. Dakota versus Juliana Peña? That's a murder charge. Dakota versus Valentina? Striking clinic Dakota versus Kayla Harrison? The super fight we actually need. Give her anyone. Give her everyone. Dakota is the fresh blood women's MMA desperately needs. She's 27 prime years, star power, British swagger, and a fucking killer instinct. Laura Sanko. She is a violent Cinderella. Bring her to the UFC as soon as you possibly can, Dana. It's time to cash out, or get passed by. Because Cinderella's glass slipper, it's covered in blood.
Yeah, I think.
And then who wins? Dakota versus Valentina.
You really make me say that. She's my favorite fighter, but come on.
Favorite fighter, number one.
Yeah, she is. She's always been my favorite fighter, Valentina. Wow. Yeah.
All time.
Yeah, all time.
Have you ever told her this?
I just think like she's just like an MMA athlete. Like,
yeah.
What can she not do? Like, she can grapple. If she needs to win by grappling, she can do it. If she needs to strike, she can do it. Like, I mean, so many people thought she was going to get a belt taken off her by the French girl, Manon
Fiorot.
Oh, you said it quite well. Yeah, people wrote her off with that, and look what she did. She always finds a way to win. I think she's very, very clever.
Dakota F-King Ditcheva, and she just called out the queen of violence herself, Valentina Shevchenko. Let's be real. Everyone thought Dakota Ditcheva would jump ship to the UFC undefeated, violent, marketable British, a perfect Dana White signing. But what did she do instead? She re-signed with the PFL while throwing shade at the UFC by keeping her options wide open.
In the post-fight interview, you announced that you had re-signed with the PFL. Congratulations. Are you happy with how everything turned out?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I am happy now in the end. It took a while. I mean, I fought last November, so it took a while for us to come to, something that was right for the both of us. But I'm happy now, just secured my future for me and my family.
And now